Aloha, and welcome to this brief screencast on RadGrad. And the first thing you might be asking is, why do we care about it? And the answer is that as a relatively new computer scientist, you might be bewildered a little bit by the number of different possibilities, the number of different things you can do in this discipline. And in fact, you may be worried that you don't even know what all the possibilities are. And you don't know enough about each of them to be able to make a good decision about whether or not you want to pursue one of them or not. So there's just a lot of things that are possible with computer science, and it's not clear how our curriculum, particularly in the early phases, can help you acquire this information. The second thing, to make matters even worse, is that things move very fast in our discipline. Areas that were relatively esoteric research projects 5 or 6 years ago, like autonomous vehicles, are now entire industries, and there are autonomous vehicle engineers being hired by Uber and Google and Lyft and Ford Motor Company, all in about the span of a single undergraduate career. So you could enter college at a time when a particular idea is just a crazy research lab kind of thing, and by the time you graduate, there could be hundreds of jobs available in that area. So that makes it really difficult to understand what's going on, because there's new emergent disciplinary areas all the time. So how do we do this now? Well, what we do now, or what you do now, is go talk to Gerald, and Gerald is fantastic. Here you see him holding his award for being the outstanding academic advisor for the entire University of Hawaii. So nothing bad about Gerald. The only problem is he's got so many students, 500 students he's got to advise every semester, and he's got to talk to them about their UH requirements for graduation, and this can suck up a lot of time. And leave him relatively little time to kind of spend talking about career-related stuff. And the other thing is, Gerald's just a single person. None of us know everything about everything, and so he can't necessarily dive into detail about every single field that's possible. So what we're doing is we want to integrate RadGrad into the advising process starting this year, as a support vehicle for Gerald and as a way for you to make the most of your degree experience. So what we want to do is help you discover interests and career goals related to computer science, some of which you may not have known existed before, and then connect them to relevant courses and very importantly, extracurricular opportunities, because it turns out that what you do outside the classroom is just as important for graduate school or future employment as what you do inside the classroom. We also hope that RadGrad can help you connect with others who have similar interests and career goals, and as a result of all this, make your time here at the University of Hawaii as valuable and as useful as possible to you. So what you'll do inside of RadGrad, and here's a screenshot of the system, we'll do a little live demo in a couple minutes, is you'll go to various pages which now enable you to learn about interests and career goals, find out courses and opportunities related to them, and potentially other students and faculty members. And if an interest particularly appeals to you, you can add it to your profile, and that enables the system to recommend things to you that might be of particular interest. It also has a degree planner which enables you to specify the courses and opportunities that you want to take advantage of in a given semester, and through that, kind of make the most of each semester that you're here. We also, by having you plan out your courses in a future semester, you can provide valuable feedback to the faculty. Oftentimes we don't know which courses you guys want in a given semester. There's just no data out there about it, and so we end up guessing about which courses to offer. If you plan out your future courses in RadGrad, it gives us a really simple way to know how many students are interested in a future semester. In fact, we make that information available to you. You can see here on this page, the inspector shows the future enrollment. And what you can see for ICS 451 is that you're probably best off trying to plan to take that course in spring 2020, because that's when the most students are enrolled in it. It'd be better to do it then than, say, in fall 19, when there's only one student enrolled in it. Now, in RadGrad, we're not that particularly interested in your GPA because, apart from the top level digit, if you have a 1.0 versus a 2.0 versus a 3.0 versus a 4.0, those, tenths of a digit, tenths of a number, tenths of an integer aren't that important to employers or graduate schools, whether you have a 3.3 or a 3.4 or a 3.7 or 3.8. Those things don't tend to be that interesting to them. But what is interesting is whether you have become competent with a variety of skills, whether you have experienced the development and creation of brand new ideas and technologies, and whether you have experience in real-world settings. And so in RadGrad, we created this three-part metric called ICE, which stands for Innovation, Competency, and Experience, and we track it in the system through the courses and opportunities that you take. And our idea in RadGrad is that if you want to be well-rounded and optimize your chances for a great job and great graduate school experience after your undergraduate degree experience, it's a good idea to try to have at least 100 points, earned 100 points of innovative activities, 100 points of competency, and 100 points of experience. Or work in real-world settings. And that's the way you kind of gauge whether or not you're taking enough courses and doing enough extracurricular activities to give you all of these three kinds of things. So let's take a look at it in a little more detail, this ICE metric. You can see it consists of a circle with a number inside it. The number represents the number of points that you've earned in the given category. So this person has earned 10 points of innovation, 40 points of competency, and 10 points of experience. You can see a dark color, a dark green, a dark blue, and a dark purple. And that kind of duplicates this idea of the percentage of 100, or it represents the percentage of 100 points that the earned points so far represent. So you can see for the 10, when there's a 10 in the circle, about a tenth of the circle is filled in with a dark color. Then you can see a light color. The light color represents the number of points that you plan to earn but have not yet earned, because it represents a course or an opportunity that you're going to take in some future semester. So you can see here the innovation circle is completely filled in. That means that this student has planned to achieve at least 100 points in innovation. On the other hand, when you see the competency circle is only about 90% filled in, and that indicates that the student has only planned to, so far, coursework that would achieve them about 90 points. And then experience is even worse. You can see that maybe only 55 points of experience is actually planned, and there's probably 45 points that need to be planned and then earned in order for the student to fill in their circle. So there's the verified points. Here's the planned points. And the goal is to always get to 100 in all three categories, so there's no gray in the circle. The other kind of game mechanic we have besides the ICE points is a notion of levels. So as you proceed through your degree experience, if you're making progress with respect to competency, innovation, and experience, you can progress through 6 levels. It starts at level 1, that's kind of the grasshopper level, and goes all the way to level 6, the ninja level. We've only had one ICS student so far achieve level 6, but I'm very hopeful that more will do it in the future. And if you make good progress, you can basically go up a level each semester. These levels are not just little badges that appear in RadGrad, but you can actually pick up a laptop sticker with that colored icon to proudly display each time you achieve it. Okay, so this is when you actually want to log into RadGrad, and maybe you want to pause this screencast and go to http://radgrad.ics.hawaii.edu and then start the screencast again. after you've logged in. Please type your username in all lowercase letters because that avoids certain kinds of problems. So I'll wait here for a second. Okay, so hopefully if you logged in, I've logged in as a sample student. This isn't a real student, but it serves to show you how things work in the system. And if you've logged in successfully, you're going to be at a home page that looks very much like this, but it will be your personal home page. And the first thing I'd like you to do is click on this About Me link, and you'll go to this particular page. And what I want you to do is first to fill out your career goals and your interests. So to fill out the career goals, you click Edit in Career Explorer, and then you can look through that. We have 14 of them. You can take a look at each of them. So for IoT Architect, it has a brief description here and the interest areas associated with this career goal. But you can also click on this link to get more information about it, including links. Okay, and then if you want to go back to that top level thing, you can click this button here. So why don't you pause the video at this point, look through these career goals, and if you find one of interest to you, you can click Add to Profile, and that will add that particular career goal to your profile. So if we go back to Home and About Me, Add to Profile. Okay, sorry about that. There we get that. We see now that the DevOps engineer is added to the profile, and if we go to the home page and click on About Me, you'll see that it ends up. It's here now. Okay, so spend a few minutes, update your career goals, and then the next thing, once you've done that, I'd like you to do the same thing for interests. Now, interests are topic areas, and we have a lot of, almost 50 different interest areas in the system. And for any career goal that you indicate an interest in, there are interests already associated with it. So your career goal adds some interests automatically. So you can see here, let's look at, let's look at cryptography. So if we click on that, we can see the description of it here and courses that are related to it. There's a bunch of students that have indicated an interest in it, and we could click Add to Interests, and now you can see cryptography is listed in my interests, as well as if we go back to the home page and click on About Me, you can see cryptography appears here. So spend a few minutes, use the Career Explorer and the Interest Explorer to add some career goals and interests. I'll wait right here. Okay, hopefully this is updated for you now. Let's now go to the degree planner, and this degree plan shows a bunch of different semesters. Your degree plan may only have a couple semesters in it, and so one of the things you might want to do is click the Add Academic Year to add a new year, and in my case I have a bunch of semesters now, to add a new year, enough additional academic years so that you have space in your schedule to add courses and opportunities. So the first thing you might want to do is, if you have a given academic plan selected, then you'll see that these tiles are actually movable. So let me just click on this and remove it from my plan, and now you'll see, well, that was not the, let me remove ICS 332. So if I go in here, I can remove it from my plan. And then in my academic plan, you can see that I'm now missing ICS 332 because it's in red. So let's say we decided we want to take that in spring 2020. I can take the tile and I can drag it in, and now it appears in spring 2020, and I'm estimating I'm going to get a B. and now that's in red. The 400 level courses, in a given degree plan, it doesn't say exactly which 400 level courses you might want to take. So to specify a 400 level course, you can go to the inspector, click on courses, and then take a look at courses, maybe ICS 461. That shows you a little bit of information about it. And then you can take that tile and you can drag it into a semester like that. Okay. And then if you go back to academic plan, you can see that one of our 400 level courses has been satisfied. You can also update your opportunities, and for that you could scroll through this long list, but that's not the most convenient way to add opportunities because you don't get much information about them. You could click here and get a little bit of information, and you can, just as before, take a tile and put it into a given semester to indicate that you're interested in that opportunity. It also shows you the points. The AT&T Hackathon will get you 15 innovation points if you participate in it. However, an easier way to look at opportunities is to go to the Explorer page and then select Opportunities. And here you get kind of an easier perspective on the opportunities that are available. And what's going to happen from this, when you look at opportunities this way, is it's going to sort the opportunities in order by the number of matching interests. So you can see Google Summer of Code comes up first in this listing of opportunities for this sample student because many of this sample student's interests are matched by Google Summer of Code. Okay, and then if you want to add it to the plan, you click on Add to Plan, and it gives you some options, say Summer 2020, and now it's added to my plan. Okay, we can go back there and look at Summer 2020, and here you can see it here. And in fact, if we decide we'd rather do it in Summer 2019, you can just pick it up and drag it over there with your mouse. Okay, so that's the basic idea of doing degree planning. And what I want to challenge you to do is add enough courses and opportunities so that all three of these circles are filled in. Okay. There's a lot more to say about RadGrad, but I don't want this screencast to get too long. So with that, I will bid you happy planning, and I'll see you soon.